Alright, today we're going to be taking a look at my Tokyo Marui 1911. This has been my go-to airsoft gun for the past year or so. Whenever I want to play, about probably 90% of the time, this is the gun that I grab. This gun has been a lot of fun, and this gun is actually not really crazy, actually, right? I have kept this very close to stock. I've only changed a couple things that I kind of needed to change. But like this gun is like 90% stock, essentially, right? I use green gas. I use the Tokyo Marui MEU magazines. I have 3 of these magazines. And this is the Tokyo Marui MEU. That is the specific model that this is, by the way. So I've been using these magazines. These hold a very low amount of gas, but I can get through a full magazine worth of BBs with these with my setup, so I am perfectly fine. But I mean, essentially it holds exactly enough gas to get through the magazine, basically. If you go with the extended magazines, you have extra gas, but with the normal size ones, you have basically the exact amount of gas. Now on the outside, I still am using the plastic slide, plastic frame. The outside is externally almost all stock. The only difference is I have some VZ grips on here. These are nice grips. These are a different color than my real grips, but they're the exact same style as my real ones. So I can get used to gripping this gun and using this gun properly with the same exact type of grip that I have on my real one, which is also part of the reason why I picked this one. This one essentially replicates my real one exactly. I do have some grip tape I put up here for my support hand thumb. So I have an index point for my thumb. It also just makes it a little bit more like stay on target, basically. So like the little recoil does not matter as much if I'm holding onto the grip tape, because I can pull down or push in the direction where I want the gun to go, basically, with my support hand thumb, instead of having to rely mostly on my actual grip back here. I do have a fiber optic front sight. This gun came with just a black front sight. I play indoors where it's a little bit dark, so that's not very fun. So I put a fiber optic front sight just to allow me to easily see my sights, basically. The rear sights are still the stock ones. These are actually Novak license, which is pretty cool. But the rear sight is just stock, just plain black. As you can see, I still have my orange tip on here. No sense in taking it off. It doesn't get in the way. And it's kind of funny. It makes this look like a sort of a sleeper gun, which it sort of is. And if you have not shot a Tokyo Marui 1911, they are very fun. They're very like soft when you shoot them. It's different than a high kappa. A high kappa is kind of snappy, whereas the 1911 is very soft. I'm going to go ahead and open this up real quick. You can see that I did take a BB to the gun right here, and it left an indent, which is kind of funny. It's annoying, but that's where it is. It didn't break, it just dented. Now we have it open. As you can see, this is using a 1911 style guide system. So it's basically half of a guide rod. I am using an Edge 110 spring just to increase the rate of fire just a little bit. And guide plug. If I remove this using the stock hop-up chamber, I do have extended PDI inner barrel, and then I'm also using a yellow silicone maple leaf bucking, but that's pretty standard stuff. You might as well increase those, because those will make any gun better, basically. And then up here in the back, I am using a Edge nozzle. Typically I recommend using the stock nozzle. I'm using the Edge one because I took the stock nozzle out of this one to put it in a different gun. So I'm using the Edge nozzle. This has worked perfectly fine. This is the standard one. This is the full travel nozzle. Blowback unit, I am using an Edge lightweight high kappa, low power blowback unit. I did have to modify this to fit in the gun. The way the rear sight works is different. It interacts with the with the hop-up chamber. I'll show you guys that in a second, just so you guys can replicate it if you want to replicate it. But this is definitely a big deal because this increases the gas efficiency. It's like about half the amount of gas per shot, basically, which is a big deal. Especially where I live, it's cold most of the time, so it's nice having increased efficiency. Just to help make sure that I can use this gun year-round, which I have been doing. The lower is everything on the lower stock except for the grips. That is the way it is because it is perfectly fine. I don't have any issues with it, so there's no sense in changing that. I am going to show you guys the blowback unit real quick so you can see. So, as you can see, I have cut off this part right here. You can see how it's been shaved and cut, so there's nothing there anymore. That is because on the rear sight, this this piece right here that's sticking out, that fills that void. And it is kind of annoying, but that's how it is. So you can see how it kind of fits in there perfectly. That's how this gun works for the rear sight. It is different than the high kappa. I wish they just did the same thing as the high kappa, but this is the way it is. You can order specific 1911 style blowback units. Those just are not anywhere in America because Americans don't really care about the 1911. They like the high kappa. So if you order from overseas, you can get a specific blowback unit, but for here in America, you kind of have to modify if you want to stick with buying stuff in America. Or I just had this one laying around, so I just modified this one to work properly in here. I'm going to put it back together. And this does come with basically a hammer protection pad. All of the 1911s do, I believe. But yeah, I mean, this gun is a lot of fun. It is essentially operates exactly the same as a high kappa does. Most of the parts are compatible and interchangeable. So if you want to make a custom gun, 1911 can be a base platform because it will use most 1911 parts. It definitely will use slides and stuff like that. Now you will need to get like a new rear sight if you do a different slider and things like that. But it is essentially, if you convert enough stuff, you can convert it to whatever you want to. But yeah, I mean, this is just fun. It's sort of a sleeper build. Shoots nice, and this is, most of the time, I use this gun unless I have a new gun that I want to test out. This is the gun that I use, essentially, all the time. And I don't have any short strokes, so my slide does lock back every single shot. And the magazines hold the same as a high kappa magazine, so these are going to hold 30 BBs. The only issue is you don't have extra gas like you do with the high kappa magazine. So just keep that in mind. But essentially these are exactly the same as a high kappa, just a little bit skinnier in the grip area. So that's sort of my overview of my personal 1911. But yeah, have a nice day. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if this video was useful for you. And make sure you check out the link down below. That is a link to our Discord server, and you are welcome to join. All right, have a nice day.